Easily 4 rupees.
Guys, this is what I have to eat after I've given a nice easy exam.
Masjid Fala, they were doing breakfast in it. And they were like, I don't know what it was, but it was nice.
Ladypool Road, guys. How good is it there? Ladypool Road. We're walking on. Dangerous. This is the dangerous Birmingham.
So that's how you do it.
Oh.
Right, a bit of a dangerous move there. Imagine he was about to give you shahadat there. You've been always asking for.
La ilaha illallah.
I know you've been asking for
Rasulullah.
to be a shaheed, and I thought, maybe it's a Friday.
Yeah, maybe in Palestine or somewhere, but not in not Ladypool Road.
I studied 9 years, guys, in a madrasa. Imagine that, 9 years in a madrasa, right? And I actually started studying after college. So when I was 18 years old, I started studying. 9 years. I went to Pakistan. I went to a city called Karachi, and I studied there for 9 years. Now you're probably thinking, what did you study for 9 years? So let me explain to you guys, break it down to you guys as easy as possible, because I know there's a lot of people out there who might be interested in studying. You might be interested in getting your kids to study, or I don't know. You want to know exactly how you can go about it. So first and foremostly, because we're Muslim, our source of our whole religion is the Quran. The Quran is the source of our whole religion, right? So the Quran is sent down to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he explained the Islam basically. He explained the Quran. He explained how to pray your salat, your prayer, your namaz, how to give zakat, how to fast in Ramadan and do hajj and all these things. This is what he explained. So when it comes to understanding now this idea of the Quran, right? The best place to go to would be the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, isn't it? So we've got from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam a lot of statements that have been passed down. Okay, so we've got that. Quran's in Arabic, and the Prophet ﷺ sayings are in Arabic, and then the people that were around the Prophet ﷺ, like the students of the Prophet ﷺ, you could say the men and the women who learnt from him, their language was Arabic as well. So everything that they've documented, everything that has been passed down to us from them is also in Arabic. And then the scholars that came after that, every year or every century, they wanted to understand Islam. So their language predominantly was Arabic. So they began to study Islam, and they began to write their understandings of what they've extracted, what they've understood, extra details. Now, if I, for example, want to now understand Islam thoroughly inside out, I want to understand everything in Islam that there is, what is the best thing for me to do? So clearly it would be for me to first of all understand what the Quran says, and then understand after that what the Prophet ﷺ is saying, and then after understand what the Sahaba are saying, and like that. Does that make sense? That is ultimately what you want, right? That's ultimately that's what you want. Now you can. Someone might say, well, can't you achieve all of that by simply studying all of these things that you mentioned in English or Urdu or some other language? Well, no, you can't. The reason why you can't is because you're always going to have the problem of a translator. You're always relying upon a translator in the middle. So if you take a translation of the Quran, that translator now, whatever he's translated, you're taking that now. And then have you understood his translation correctly? Has he made any errors in his translation? Is there something in the translation that's obscure to you? That's the problem with translations now. So you want to overcome that. How do you overcome that? You want to learn the Arabic language at a very solid level, right? Which is like the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. You've got to learn Arabic, and once you've started that journey of learning Arabic, you need to understand the Arabic of the Sahaba. You need to understand the Arabic that was understood in them days, right? So the days of the Sahaba. That's why in madrasas, the first few years, I would say the first 2 or 3 years, there's heavy focus on understanding the Arabic, right? So you spend so much time in understanding the grammar of the language, and you understand the breakdown and how the language works, the different genres of writing as well. So you learn Quran Arabic, Hadith Arabic, you learn Sahaba Arabic, you can say poetry that was read, and then academic Arabic in fiqh and in hadith, aqidah books and other things as well. Or starting to access the books, you can start reading these books, and the teacher basically systematically and progressively, grade by grade, year by year, you're going through the books. You're starting from beginner stage and you're going all the way to advanced in every subject that you can almost say is going to help you understand the Quran. So you'll study, for example, like maybe 3 or 4 years of fiqh, which fiqh is basically like studying law, Islamic law, right? How the law works, how the rulings work, and how you decipher like information and apply in today's days, modern days. Whether that's to do with how you pray, or even to do with marriage and divorce issues and buying, selling, trade, international law as well, inheritance, all these things you study there. And you also study hadith as well. So you study progressively hadith books until you study the final year, which is the advanced hadith books like Bukhari, Muslim, all these books. And you also study tafsir books as well. So how did the scholars explain the Quran depending on what science they were good at? You study some of those. And then you study like literature and other things as well. So there's a lot of, so you can say there's a lot of sciences that you have to cover in these years. But a person on the outside who has never been to a madrasa, for them, that is not necessarily something which is easy for them to understand, right? So this is why I'm trying to give you an insight into what happens in a madrasa in 9 years, in a nutshell. That's basically what happens. So let me know in the comments as well, what kind of things would you like to know about madrasas? What kind of interesting questions might you have that maybe will help you guys get more clarification? I can explain to you guys. This is the damage when you have exams. This is damage control. This is what you have to do.
Free promo for me.
So check this guys out. This is the damage.
The strawberry. The pistachio.
You know, this is Maji. This is the guy, dangerous guy.
Seriously? I've got a bad enough rep as it is. Call me dangerous.
What do you like about this Maji?
This whole place. Just the decor, the
This
service.
place is so confusing. It looks like it looks like you're in a pharmacy, half it looks like you're in Hollywood, and the other half it looks like it's daytime. Yeah, so this is the place that we're at.
Why did we give us ice cream?
It's called Me and You. It's a bit pricey, but you know, you've got to try it out. Right, Mr. Maji. Yeah.
Not to be confused with Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi as well. You studied Arabic, didn't you?
GG.
What's this GG, bro? Come.
Become respectful all of a sudden.
So, the question is, you studied Arabic, yeah?
Yeah.
And your studying of Arabic lasted for how many years?
About 2 years.
2 years.
Part time.
So, what happened?
What do you mean what happened?
How could you left?
I left because it just got too much. I had young children and there was too much commitment. At the time it was 2 days a week only, then it went up to 3 days a week and it just changed. But initially I actually joined because it was Arabic 101. It was meant to be just like I had to learn to speak, yeah, and then suddenly we were the first years though, so it was all new. So it got a bit too much for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, mashallah. So that's like story of my life, bro.
Then I thought, you know what, why don't I just learn Arabic instead? So I did Arabic for about 2 months as well on that Duolingo until I did everything.
Oh yeah, Duolingo, innit?
I did everything I could up until the 3 point.
So as you can tell, to keep doing this, as you can tell, Maji, mashallah, was on his journey. This is what can happen to you if you give up on Arabic. Yeah, this is like, you know, what can happen to you if you actually study Arabic? What can happen if you give up on Arabic? You can become another Mr. Maji. Alright?
Anybody got time for that?
This is the pharmacy. Maji looking around, trying to find the cameras. Have I mastered vlogging? I think I know exactly how to vlog, what to vlog. The only thing is it's a bit difficult because for vlogging, you have to actually have some content which people are obviously going to be interested in watching, isn't it? So you can't just put your camera up and start recording the walls or the plant growing or, I don't know, you're making breakfast all the time. So I think vlogging is about content. So I need to make content on my channel which is going to be interesting to you guys, isn't it? You guys are not going to be interested in watching the same boring, mundane routine. Inshallah, I'm going to be trying to do my vlogs, but you have to bear with me, guys, okay? So I'm going to be going through an evolution of vlogging, and we're trying to figure out exactly what the right balance is for doing these vlogs. And then inshallah, once I've got that, then you guys are going to be off Netflix. You're going to be watching my YouTube channel. All right, then, I'm getting ready, guys, and I'll see you later.